The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I got a product review of a great home console that's kind of a combination of some arcade experiences and retro consoles. And I'm really excited to showcase this product. Retrobit sent this to me, and what it is it's an update to last year's console, Retrobit Generations. Now that console was not that good. My good friend John Riggs did a great review of it. This is an all-new, updated console, and they've completely streamlined everything. It's essentially like a new experience. It's 720p, it has over 90 games, and it has a great combination of classic consoles from Nintendo, Super Nintendo, but also has some awesome arcade games. And I want to check it out. I'm gonna capture some footage. I'm gonna go through the menu and show the games and see what else it can do. Let's check it out together. So here we go, the Super Retro-Cade. And you know what? This is a great package. It has some really good games on it and a lot of the classic arcade games, but there's also like a lot of the home console versions as well of some of the same games. It's got home console classics such as Mega Man 2, but it's got arcade experiences such as Double Dragon and Final Fight, among over 90 games on this. There's not a lot of filler. These are great classic arcade and console experiences. I think it's a great selection of games. Pretty interesting combination too. Alright, so here's the box. So this is what's included with it. I wanted to show. It's got, what also is cool about this package, it does come with two controllers. They feel pretty good in the hands. Not the best, but it's a standard USB, so input. So I'm sure that you can use some other controllers with the unit. I don't have any currently I can be testing it with, but I do think it's cool. It does come with two USB controllers, and these controllers can be used on your computer as well, PC or Mac. And the cable is 10 feet long piece, so I like the length of that. Again, that's pretty cool. The actual unit is tiny. I mean, my hand. This is my hand, and that's the size of the unit. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. There is an SD card slot, and you know it's got your standard AV inputs if you want to hook it up to a standard classic CRT with an HDMI out. And yeah, that's small. That's a small little unit. Little tiny power cord. And I do like this design. This is takes up less space, so I do like that. That is tiny. This isn't too long though. I wish this was longer, but that's okay. I can always come up with something to complain about. And you know, this is your standard HDMI cable. And that's the packaging. And let's check it out. So this is what happens when you power on the unit. You just see a Super Retro-Cade icon, and then here's the simple menu. I do believe it's Android based, and here are the games. And there's just a nice eclectic, you know, compilation of some really interesting games, some obscure arcade games, but then you have some like home classics, and here's what's kind of cool. You have Bad Dudes, the home version, but you have the arcade version, which is, in my opinion, superior to the home version of Bad Dudes. It's weird that they have both on here, but that's cool. You have, you know, some shooters, 1943 Battle Midway, which is kind of interesting because, you know, 1943 I think is way better than 1942, but anyways, really neat. They have some just awesome arcade games and obscure arcade games with, you know, Final Fight 1, 2, and 3. That's awesome. Fighter's History, which is kind of an interesting like a Street Fighter knockoff. You have Ghosts and Goblins, and then Ghouls N Ghosts, really cool. And again, there's both home and arcade versions of games all together. Joe Mack, Caveman Ninja, Joe Mac Returns. Weird. It's just weird to see these on one console at the same time. So it's kind of cool. You have Mercs, and you have the arcade version of Mercs too. Yeah, so we're gonna check out some of these games, and I'm trying to go through. I'm kind of overwhelmed on what to start with. I think, of course, I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna go back up. In fact, let me go back down. And this is kind of neat. This is the first time seeing the final version of the console, and they did a really good job getting the licenses for many arcade classics. So very cool. Really cool to see Super R-Type there too. Nice. Such a classic Super Nintendo shooter. And ooh, R-Type 3. That's really cool to see that too. I'm a big fan of R-Type 3. Kind of an obscure, sequel, and very cool. All right, let's go back up. Enough talking here. And gosh, where do I start with? I gotta say, Ghouls N Ghosts, one of my favorite games of all time. And what's kind of cool, I'll go real quick to the settings here, and you can do the volume. So real quick. You can choose between the original size and full screen, and so that you can have the image stretched out, or do it kind of the original size of the screen. The other thing you can do is you can adjust the controllers. Different games are going to have different controls, so you're just going to have to play around with that a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of time for that, and you can do a system restore. Interesting. I wonder what that's for. There's probably going to be additional downloads for this console. So let's go ahead. Enough talk. Start game. There is a save state. There's a save state slot for each game. I think that's cool. And we'll go ahead and start. Okay. So the other thing I need to tell you is this is the arcade version. And that's so cool because rarely have we seen the arcade version on a home console, so it's really cool. I do believe the Saturn collection of this, the Sega Saturn import version, had the arcade version of this, but very cool. And very cool to see this game, and let's see how well it runs. Looks gorgeous. It does have, I just want to announce that with some of these consoles, just to get everything right, there is kind of like a soft, it kind of has a soft image to it, a tad. It's not super crisp like a Nintendo AVS console, or even like a Nintendo Mini or a SNES Mini, but they do that so that things can work. And I am happy to announce that this is playing great. And if you haven't played this game, it is very tough. This is not the Genesis version. Just want to say that for the record. But it is the arcade version, and it's so great to see this. And what's cool is with the flick of a button, you can go right back to the main menu and play something else. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can go right from that to something else. And go ahead and do Joe and Mac. And it tells you what the platform is. I think that's cool. And so, again, just playing Ghouls N Ghosts. The controller was great. Again, the D-pad, I think if anything on the controller, the D-pad is okay. But it's not terrible. I mean, again, it has it's a nice standard D-pad design. And yeah. Not the best in this game. But I like that it has a simple menu. You can also organize your games. You can just play certain games from certain companies or certain types of games. This is kind of just if you haven't played this series, it's really cool. There's several ones of it, so it's nice to see that again. A game that doesn't get enough credit is on this console. I definitely am happy to see that. All right, let's play something else. So much to see. I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like, how it plays. Return to the main menu, and let's get something more obscure here. Then there's plenty of obscure here. Let's see here. Trying to play something that I know of but have not played in a long time. Let's see here. Trying to go through here. Wizard Fire, huh? Okay. That's right. Winners don't use drugs. Another Data East. Really cool to see a lot of Data East games on here. So you press select on the controller to give credits. And it's cool that it's a 1 or 2 player. I remember, I haven't played this in a long time. So think of like an isometric, like Knights of the Round, and it's really kind of cool, kind of a sweet little brawler. It's a cool game. And again, it's neat to see a lot of these games just all in one spot. Really neat to see that. Again, it comes with 2 controllers, so this is a great game that you can play with a friend, kind of experience an arcade style action game on a little tiny console. And it's plug and play too. And I know, a lot of people out there, oh, I'll just get a RetroPie. That's fine. I think people need to understand that a RetroPie is more of a hobbyist thing, and it's not everybody, it's not going to be as friendly as people think to get going. Yes, for other people, piece of cake. But this is going to be kind of just for your person that wants to just experience some things, but doesn't want to mess around with finding ROMs. There's 90 games included here, tons of good stuff, and I just wanted to show this. This is a cool game. All right. I love that you can just in and out and go back to the main menu. Super easy. Let's go to settings here. Let's see if there's some other settings here. Advanced settings. Very cool. Oh yeah, filter. Let's do the filter here. All right, so let's do the filter, and what you can do is you can just go off the publisher, and I love you can organize it. Shoot 'em up, sports, beat 'em up, action, shooter, arcade, NES, SNES, Genesis, arcade. Very cool. All right, let's do that. All right. I think that's really funny. All right, Thunder Blaster. All right. Credits with select. Press start. Sweet shooter. Again, I'm not the best of these games, but so much fun. Playing some arcade classics. The other cool thing about this is that you could essentially build a sweet little arcade cab around this thing if you wanted to make it mock an arcade experience. Very cool. It even has the USB ports. It'd be easy to get a joystick to work with this unit. So I think that's really neat. I can see some people that are very talented at hacking and stuff. I'm sure I'm sure people are going to have a field day with this. So I just wanted to show this. You know, it looks like it's playing pretty well. And again, this controller is pretty responsive. I do like the length of the controller cord. One thing I would like to note is that power cord is pretty short. And it's weird that the controller is so long and the power cord is not. That's my one kind of complaint with it. But that's a small one. Alright. So there you have it. What did you think? I thought it was pretty decent, especially for the reasonable price it is. And you're probably wondering, where can you get this? I have a good friend, Ryan, at Castlemania Games, and he also sent me a discount code for my channel. So if you type in Hancock 10 and you go to his website, there will be a link below, and you can purchase this product at his website. And I think that's pretty cool. Thank you, Ryan, for sending me the discount, and the discount can be used for anybody that watches this. Thank you again for people around the world who continue to tune in to my videos. I'm just overwhelmed with the positive praises people have given me. I really enjoy doing these. Sometimes sometimes I just flip on the camera and start talking, and I love doing it. So thank you again for all the positive support. It means the world to me. I'm still doing 3 videos a week, one on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. My hat's off to people around the world. You're wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Take care.